What are you Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans. And today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Blue Lock chapter 351. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable Will Bubba Kitty, who's somewhere around here, hopefully being good kitties, and this operation, well, again, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botch localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Digimon Beat Break. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 Patreon member, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there is a stacked spring anime season coming to a close, in which today we're going to be covering Marriage Toxin. We're also covering Digimon Beat Break, Yomi no Sugai, Marimashita Rumikun, Akane Banashi, which we just wrapped up our coverage of, Black Cat in the Witch's Classroom, Witch Hat Atelier, which we also wrapped up our coverage of yesterday. And there's even more on the way, including Blue Lock, both anime and live action. So please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So last chapter, Rin got benched. And you know what? I'm not mad about Rin getting benched, because let's be real, Rin was out of goddamn control. He was. He didn't have control of his ego, and he let it get the best of him. And that went against what ego had Rin do prior to the games. So that makes sense to me. The thing that I gotta give Isagi props, though, and this is why his ass didn't get benched, is that he admitted that he fucked up. And that it's his fault that they lost. So, I understand why he's not benched yet. But the other thing I gotta mention that I freaking love is, like, Ego is just what Ego was talking about, it, like, how there's gonna be, like, another day full of chaos. Like, I love everyone's reaction. Like, Baro's like, Bakura's like, Vegeta's like, yeah, let's go! I love Shino so much. He's the best character in this manga. It's also why Ego's like, dude, just go do whatever you want. Blue Lock will cover it. Go fill your just fulfill your bucket list. Because Shino is just that awesome. Anyways, let's get into this chapter and see what's in store for us today. And this chapter is titled Ego Idiosyncrasy. Woo! Germany whooped Korea's ass 4-1. And then Spain with Qatar's ass 5-2. Alright, so here's the group rankings at the end of round 2. So for Group B, no surprise Brazil is in the lead, because it's goddamn Brazil. And yes, I know, for those of you wondering about Captain Tsubasa, I know I'm extremely behind. I need to, because as I said before, I have all of the scans now for finals. I just gotta, like, catch up, and once I do that, I'll start covering finals, which I know I probably should start doing, like, immediately. There's just one series I need to, like, binge read real quick for summer anime season that I want to cover, and then I'll get into binge reading Captain Tsubasa. Probably should just say fuck it and just do it now. But anyways, that's why I had to bring up Brazil, because of that. Bring it up because Brazil. But anyways, so Brazil is 2-0 with a point differential of 5, and has 6 points. You got the Czech Republic, who's 1-1 with a point differential of 3. Senegal is 1-1 with a -1 point differential with 3 points. And Uzbekistan is got the worst. They got a -4 point differential. They're 0-2. So for Group C, I'm not surprised by Group C either. Because you've got Argentina in the lead with 2-0 with a 6-point differential, or with a 4-point differential, and 6 points. Actually, you know what? Let's look at the first place. I think I should say it for. Hold on. Whoa. Okay. All right. When we get to Group D, it'll be interesting. So Tunisia is in second place with 1 win and 1 draw with a 1-point differential and 4 points. Denmark's in third place with 0-1, 0-1-1, aka 0 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with the -2-point differential and 1 point. And United Arab Emirates is 0-2 with a -3-point differential and 0 points. So Spain is whooping your all asses. Because they're 2-0 with a 6-point differential. Woo! They got the 6 points like everyone else. But I think they're the only ones that have that 6-point differential, right? Oh no, there's one other one that has that 6-point differential. And that's, we'll get to that one last. But Spain and one other team is whooping everyone's ass. Ecuador. Dude! Ecuador, I am surprised by you, yo. So Ecuador has 2 draws with 0-point differential and 2 points. Sweden is 0-1-1 with a Sweden and Qatar are tied in third place, and they both are 0-1-1 with -3-point differentials with 1 point a pop. So, God, that is so funny. Ecuador, fuck Ecuador, man. The fuck, man. All right, so Group E, this one's very interesting. So, with Group E, you got Italy in first place, which is 1-0-1, aka 1 win, 0 losses, 1 draw, with a 1-point differential and 4 points. Iran is 0-0-2, so they only had 2 draws, and they're tied with Cameroon with 2 draws. Dude, that is wild. So they got 2 points, and they got a 0-point differential. And they got Honduras like at the bottom with a 0-1-1 record, the -1-point differential, 1 point. That sucks, man. That really sucks. Dude, some of these records are wild, man. All right, so for Group F, we got Switzerland, who is 2-0 with a 3-point differential with 6 points. You got China, who has gotten 2 draws. With 2 points. There's a 0-point differential, so obviously. With Panama is in third place with 1-1, 0-1-1, aka 0 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw with a -1 differential with 1 point. And then Cote d'Ivoire, there we go. I think that's the Ivory Coast, if I am remembering correctly. It's also has a 0-1-1 record with a -2-point differential, and is at 1 point. And the only reason they're not tied is because of that 2-point differential. But anyways, with Group G, you got the Netherlands in first place with a 2-0 record with a 3-point differential and 6 points. Egypt and Colombia are tied with a 1-1 record, with 1 win, 1 loss record with 3 points. And then poor New Zealand, man. New Zealand is 0-2 with a -3-point differential and 0 points. So Group H, dude, everyone in Group H, which is Peru, Austria, Wales, and Jordan, they all tied. They all tied, so they all have 2 points. That is wild. And then that is so crazy. Okay, then you got Group I, which is Australia, which is 1-0-1. Okay, 1 win, 0 losses, 1 draw, with a 1-point differential of 4 points. Then you got Portugal and Belgium tied for second with 2 draws, so 0 wins, 0 losses, and 2 draws, with 2 points. And then Paraguay is just at the bottom with 0-1-1. Okay, 0 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and a -1 differential with 1 point. Dude, like, this is wild. All these freaking ties, man. So, Canada being in first place just blows my mind, but given the rest of the division, I'm kind of not surprised. So, Canada is in Group J in the lead with 1-0-1 with a 1-point differential and 4 points. Bahrain and Croatia are tied with a 1-1 record and 3 points. And then Ghana's at the bottom with a 0-1-1. Okay, 0 win, 1 loss, 1 draw with a -1 point differential with 1 point. Let's see. So Group K, I'm not surprised who's at the top of Group K, to be honest. I'm surprised who's at the bottom, to be though. So Group K, you have Saudi Arabia in first place with a 2-0 record, with a 2-point differential at 6 points. You have Algeria in second place with a 101, aka not to be confused with the 101 highway. If you're in California, you understand the joke. With a 1 win, 0 losses, 1 draw, with a 1-point differential and 4 points. And then Scotland is in third with a 0-1-1 record, -1 point differential and 1 point. And then Chile is at the bottom. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised Chile's at the bottom. Maybe it's just me. With a 0-2 record, with -2 point differential and 0 points. So Group L is very interesting. I'm surprised Venezuela tied, but we'll get into this. Morocco is 101, again, not to be confused with the 101 highway. If you're a Bay Area person, especially, you know what I'm talking about. They're 101 with a difference of 2-point differential with 4 points. Ukraine and Venezuela are tied for second place with an 0-2 record with 2 points. And Iraq is just at the bottom with a 0-1-1 record with a -2 point differential and 1 point. So Group M is very interesting. So you have, oh man, my poor Israel. Why must you be at the bottom? Like, it's very interesting. All of them have the same record, which is 1-1. And they all have 3 points, right? But there's a 2-point differential between Uruguay and Israel. And that's why Uruguay's in first and Israel's at the bottom. And like Turkey and Cape Verde are tied. That's just soccer is weird, man. All right, Group N is so we got USA. What the fuck, man? It's that point differential. By 1 point. So Norway and the USA both 2-0. But by what? Because of a 1 point different in the point differential, Norway's ahead of us. But we have 6 points. South Africa and Bolivia are just fucked, man. They're 0-2. South Africa is lost by has a -2 point differential, and Bolivia has a -5 point differential. All right, let's get to Group O here, which is you got okay, so Poland and Mexico are in a very similar situation where it's it's a 101 situation, but the point differential is by 1. And that's why Poland is ahead of Mexico despite having the same amount of points. Man, Mexico, that is a damn shame. I'm very surprised by you. Hungary is in third place, again because of the point differential, and because they have 0-1-1. And Mali has 0-1-1 as well, but it's that 1 point differential that separates Hungary and Mali. All right, and then Group P is Germany is at 2-0, is that undefeated record with a 6 point differential with 6 points. So that's why I'm like, Germany and Spain are whooping all your asses. Serbia is at 101. The 1 point differential of 4 points. Korea is 0-1-1 -3 point differential with 1 point. Dude, Costa Rica, you're getting your ass whooped, and they're at 0-2 with a -4 point differential at 0 points. That sucks. Now that each team has had 2 matches, the next match will be the last of the group league, and Blue Lock Japan is currently in third. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so France is 2-2. I'm sorry. France is 2-0 with a 3 point differential and 6 points. England is 2-1-1 with 3-point differential, 3 points. And obviously, Japan is. Oh God, I'm so confused because it has the 2 games there. Oh my God, stop confusing me. So, France is 2-0. England is 1-1. And Japan is 1-1. But there's a 3-point differential. Okay. But compared to the 2, and that's why England is a lot higher. And then of course, oh God, Nigeria, damn, that -8 differential, Jesus Christ. And they're at 0. Nigeria is not coming back from that shit. Only the top 2 teams will advance in the knockout tournament. France has 2 successive victories, so they're already set to move on. That leaves only one more ticket for Group A. Japan's destiny will be decided in a match against soccer's homeland, England. I know. The winner of this crucial match will move ahead. So there's Isagi in the bath. But you won't be the one left out, Yoichi Isagi. The one who's out is Rin Itoshi. What? Huh? What gives, Four Eyes? Why me? My drive to be number 1 hasn't wavered. Hey, Isagi and that Kansai loser were the ones who lost their... Yeah, exactly! Isagi and that Kansai loser were the ones who lost their nerve. Yeah, you're not wrong, but the team can't be renewed with you around, huh? Yoichi Isagi and Rin Itoshi, there's no denying that Blue Lock thrived up until now with you two at its center. But it was a symbiotic relationship that only worked while you both continued to evolve. During that the match with France, when Yoichi Isagi stagnated, you lost your options and stagnated with him. Ooh! That's the thing! I agree with this! If Ren would have evolved without Isagi, he would have been staying on the field. The thing is with Karasu, when Karasu lost all his options because Isagi was being fucking stupid, Karasu evolved. Then when Isagi regained his shine, you recovered too. Basically, right now you're too influenced by Yoichi Isagi's ego. That's the brittle playstyle you showed out there. Ooh, that's why you're out. Take another look at yourself and decide if that ego befits the world's best striker. Ooh, I agree with the ego on this. I do. I still stand by what I said, though. That if Isagi didn't say anything, that he would have ego would have benched him. I do. But I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think Rin would have been benched if he would have evolved without Isagi. I think if he would have evolved and worked with Karasu and abandoned Isagi, I think something would have been different. I think he would have been fine. And maybe, I don't know, maybe Isagi would have been benched. I'm very curious what you guys think. Crush, kill, crush, kill, crush, kill, crush. Huh? Red's like, what the fuck are you doing here? Go away. What? That's my line. You don't normally do yoga and meditate in here, right? So what? I just felt like it. Huh? Get lost. You're just too self-conscious. Huh? Piss off, you creep. Drop dead. Aren't you frustrated after all that stuff Ego-san said? Huh? I'm so frustrated I could die. I mean, I thought I'd evolved in my own way during that match, and I lost sight of my ego. I can't deny that Hugo's plays and mindset rattled me, but after that, I rediscovered discovered the essence of my ego and leveraged it in a battle of luck. You sensed that in me, which explains how that last shot went down. We both ended up missing, but we were both doing what we could to be the world's best egoist. If Isagi, like, if you guys, I don't know about the rediscover part. I think the thing is, though, that I think is important. That I think that is important, and this is what was holding Isagi's ego from evolving, in my opinion, is admitting that he would be better as a midfielder, because he kept denying. Like, let's be real, he was trying to deny it as much as possible. But I think when he recognized it, I think that was like the first step into Isagi's the next step in Isagi's evolution. There we go. But we lost. That's why we're in this mess. Don't just look at the results. We are so close to a draw. I think the main reason we lost was because you and I couldn't produce a chemical reaction. Did you not listen to what Ego said? Ego was saying Ren was too dependent on you, you stupid fuck! Ren needs to... No! No! Stop this shit! Stop the dependency shit! No! He does not want Ren to be dependent on you, you stupid fuck! I didn't expect you to stick your tongue out, stick out your tongue again. Are you giving me... Wait, are you giving me shit? No, I mean it. I came to talk because I want to know more about your ego's trigger. I thought it might help me see your ego in a new light so we could get stronger. To beat the guys more amazing than me, I want to fight and risk my life to destroy them. To use Ego's words, that's the compass of my ego's playstyle. Gotcha. So that's your ego idiosyncrasy. Ego idiosyncrasy? Yeah, if I were to combine what I realized in that match with Ego-san's theory, it occurred to me that the playstyles of people's hearts all have their own ego idiosyncrasies. This art is really cute. For example, in my case, being a second best learner who wants to beat the number one is my playstyle. That means my ego idiosyncrasy is rebel. Yeah, I can see that. You want to risk your life to destroy opponents, so you're a destroyer. Bakura wants to be a free monster, so he's a hedonist. Then that blonde antenna freak is a pervert? Yeah, exactly! I love that they just call freaking Shino a pervert. I fucking love dude, I swear to God, Shino is the best character in this manga, and I do not like how he's not being fully utilized. For real, like, I swear to God, if Shino is, and oh God, I have to go on this tangent for a second. I do not like that he wasn't fully utilized in the match against France. That really pissed me off, especially when you got the demon bromance that you could have really utilized, and like. You could have utilized him against the bro. You could have utilized him against Loki. I would have loved to see him go up against Hugo. Actually, I would have loved to see Baro go up against Hugo. In all reality, that would have been freaking sick. I would have loved to see that. But like, I really feel like hopefully for the rematch against France, we'll get to see it. But like, I really feel like because of this focus on Isagi, they really Kaneshiro really underutilized a lot of the other players. And it just annoys the shit out of me. But again, I do love that Shino's being called a pervert. People all live with their own ego play styles like that. But sometimes things happen which are like magic spells you can't cast on your own. So I think chemical reactions require a harmonious connections of play styles between egos. Well, I'm still not sure how to make it happen, but I came here to tell you so we could make a new chemical reaction. That sounds so gay! That sounds so gay! I know it's not meant to be gay, but just the way it's written, it just sounds so gay! And I know, like, the Ren Isagi shippers are going fucking wild. This sounds so gay! I'm not sorry for saying it, like, it's, the way this is going, it's like, dude, you're really not, Kaneshiro, you're really not helping in terms of beating the yaoi allegations with this. This is gay as shit. First they get benched, then you come to give me a hint from where I'm standing. You're no rebel, you're a demon lord. Gee, thanks. He's not a demon lord, fuck off. Basically what I want to say is, for me to become the world's best striker, I need your larger-than-life ego, Rin, so you can devour me? I'm not even on the starting lineup anymore. You'll get your chance. I'll make one for you in the match against England. Become our last missing piece to save Blue Lock. Well, that would require you, Isagi, to, regain control of the team. Which I don't think you're gonna do. Because you got Karasu there running shit. Fuck, you might not even have Karasu running shit. You might have Baro running shit. Like, that's what I really want to see. I really want to see, especially after what we saw with Baro, with Italy, I want to see Baro running shit. I want to see, especially after, the last match, I kind of want to see Karasu running shit. Like, come on. I want to see it. I want to see their ego. I want to see especially Baro's, leadership ego. Put Isagi in his place. I don't, because if Isagi just, goes in there and, gets his way, right away, it will feel like, oh God, it would be some Isagi stew shit. It would. It would really feel like it. And I don't want to see that, especially after the massive character development Isagi has had. I don't know how I feel about this with Rin, though. It's so gay. It's so gay! But, at the same time, besides it sounding gay, it's dude, did you not listen to what Ego said? Rin needs to stop being codependent on you, you stupid fucker. You're just making Rin dependent on you. That's what he gave Karasu shit for. I really hope that Ego gives Isagi the business. Because he can't do that. This is a reason why I wish, he would have benched Isagi too. Especially if he heard this conversation, I hope Ego benches Isagi's ass too. Because that's what he was trying to tell Karasu, was to not do this kind of shit. Stop doing this kind of shit, bro. This is not what Ego wants you to do. Ego does not want you to have people rely on you or be dependent on you. There's got to be consequences for this shit. There's got to be. And I swear to God, what I want to see is players like Baro, Kunigami, Bakura, Reo, Chigiri, Shido. I want to see players like them, and to an extent maybe even Karasu as well. Because Karasu, here's the thing with Karasu, is that Karasu, unlike Isagi, he's able to sync up with Shido. And I think that's the kind of thing that Isagi's trying to do, is trying to sync up in terms of syncing up with Rin. But he can't do that! He can't just, I feel like Isagi's trying to force it. And he didn't, I don't know, he just didn't learn. Did he just not learn from what happened with what he saw with Shido and Karasu? You just can't force these things. It's got to be a natural thing. On paper, here's the thing. I'm going to say this. On paper, in football, for example. American football. On paper, some quarterbacks could be, the best thing ever on paper. And especially in terms of, with chemistry, with, a wide receiver. But, theoretically, on paper, it's a completely different thing than when you get onto the field. Because they could be complete ass when they get on the field. Great example of this is what we've seen, with, who's a great example? I want to say, Mark Sanchez is definitely a good example of this. I mean, you look at, oh God, who's another one that I was thinking of, off the top of my head? Oh yeah, RG3 is kind of a good example of this, but the thing is, here's the reason why I bring up like players like RG3, and I'll bring up Russell Wilson to an extent too, is that you gotta look at the other pieces of the puzzle. You gotta look at like your offensive line. If you don't have someone to protect you, you're not going to be able to make your plays. And I feel like that's got to be taken into account here as well. You got to be in sync. That's why like quarterbacks like say like a Peyton Manning, for example, who like called plays like on the field. He called his own plays. He ran that offense. That's what ego kind of wants. He wants a person that is running the show to be the one to make the calls. He wants that ego to take control. That's what he wants. He wants that kind of situation. But Isagi, I don't think Isagi can do that. I really don't think so. Because that would mean he has to be in sync with everyone. And that includes like Barrow. That includes like personalities like Shidao. He's not in sync with them. Whereas Karasu, on the other hand, Karasu is able to naturally sync up with them. So I'm very curious. I'm going to say this too. This is kind of why I wanted to see Isagi benched to an extent. I'm trying to prove that I'm not an Isagi hater. I kind of wanted to see Isagi benched to an extent because I wanted him to see everything from like the outside, see like how shit is being run, see how Karasu runs shit from the start, or hell, if Barrow is in control, see how Barrow runs shit. See that natural chemical reaction from the outside. That's what I kind of want to see. Isagi needs to understand it. He kind of saw it with Karasu and Shida to an extent, but like it's different when you're on the field versus when you're like observing it from the outside. I think he just needs to get a different perspective from it, if that makes sense. But I think what he's trying to do with Rin is the wrong way to go about it. Because I feel like he's trying to force it. I think it's the wrong thing to do. You shouldn't be forcing this kind of shit. Nah, it should be natural. I mean, we saw it with France, with Shidao, Loki, Charles, and Rin. We saw that natural chemical reaction happening, and when they were syncing. That's what Isagi is trying to force on Rin. That's what he's trying to do. But in reality, what he's doing is making Ren more dependent on him, which is a dumb thing to do. I hope Ego calls his outside on it. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you guys think of this chapter? What do you guys think about what Ego is saying? What Ego said? I 1000% agree with Ego with what he said. I do. But what do you guys think about what Isagi is trying to do? Isagi is trying to go against what Ego said, and it's really pissing me off. I don't like it. Let me know your thoughts, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Blue Lock content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, Coffee. Purchase something off our Amazon wish list. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.